Alright, and what I want to talk about is the fact that, in my opinion, the ideal military lifestyle starts and ends in boot camp. In my opinion, when you are at boot camp, that is the most military environment you're going to be in. Right? So let me explain. So, when you are in boot camp, there's a standard and process to when you have to use the head, when you have to use the bathroom. When you get to A school, it gets a little bit lower. And so there's still a process, and the standards, nah. And when you get to the fleet, when you need to go, you just go. You don't have to sign out. You don't have to, hand in a pen, and then you go. There's no, it's not like boot camp. It's not like A school. It's like a normal civilian world. And in my opinion, and from what I can see, a lot of people revert back to their old civilian habits and ways once they get out of boot camp. Some people just don't even learn, but for the most part, they become much more relaxed. And once you get to the fleet, it becomes more of like a balance, like 50-50. 50 military and 50 civilian personalities mixed into one to become you. And now some people, it's more different than others. It fluctuates between an individual and individual. But to give you an example of what I mean, a couple of days ago, when I was at work, we had to muster. A muster is basically a roll call. Everyone comes, lines up, and then, we just listen to our, chain of command. And, someone was late. One of the individual was late. He was like an E1. He was just like rolling. He was like 10 minutes late, just rolling by. And then just coming. And my first class, so petty officer, first class, saw that and he said, "Hey, you come here. Why are you late?" And I kid you not, this is how that guy responded to the petty officer. He was chewing gum and he was like, "Oh, I was over there. Oh, I thought we were over there." I kid you not, I can't make this up. That's how he acted. If at that moment when I saw that, because I'm an E1, it's not in my position to say something to that guy. But if I was an E4, petty officer third class, right, at least, I would have torn him a new page. If hitting someone was allowed, I would have smacked them upside the head and say, "Where is your military bearing?" Right? If you did that in boot camp, you would be IT, intensive training, until you're doing push-ups in your own sweat. Right? That standard, the ideal military life and standard and process of how you treat and talk to someone of your superior, at boot camp it's really high. But when you get out to the fleet, that standard just declines and the people just revert back to how they were. Now my first class, he didn't care. He said, "Well, you're obviously wrong. Get back in formation." Right? And that guy, it's not even about chewing gum. He knew exactly where we were, but he chose to be over there because his friends were over there and he wanted to talk. So, like I said, military ideal life starts and, in my opinion, unfortunately, finishes and ends in boot camp. Because once you finish and you go to your A school, you start reverting back to your civilian ways. And you will see this. You will see people be disrespectful. You will see it firsthand. And then when you get out to the fleet, I've seen like an E3 go off to a chief or even an officer and say like, "Yo, what's up?" And then, they do this and then do that bump stuff like that. And say, how you been, man? Like all that kind of stuff. I've seen it. And in my opinion, I would personally not associate myself with these people. Not because they're bad individuals. I'm sure if I got to be friends with that guy, we'd be great friends, and we'd have a ball, and we'd laugh and stuff like that. But in an overall picture, I would not want to associate myself with him because it would put my image down, my professionalism down. Just associating my time with him, in my opinion. Right? So that's kind of what I wanted to share, and that's what the thought process of went when I was talking about the question of the day in regards to what is the bathroom situation like. I was thinking about it, and then I said to myself, the bathroom, like just like how the bathroom standard just goes down, so does like the military standard. So that's what I'm starting to learn and starting to see, and I just sharing with you guys my thoughts. So I hope you guys have a great Navy day.